Hello there. I hope you can hear me well. So, it's time for new stream. I'll say to you at the very beginning. That is what is happening now is mostly for me, but if you would like to stay and enjoy, that's totally fine. So, today we're gonna talk about happiness. Because let's be honest, I see across my friends and communities and people I know, my colleagues, that it's very widespread opinion that last few years was kind of tough, was kind of challenging for most of the people. And that's pretty, like, I was unfamiliar with that. It was a new thing for me because, yeah, sometimes we face some challenges, but for like that period of time. So I was thinking about, okay, tough times, it happens, but you could still be happy and what it actually means. So I will talk a bit about that, and we will do some mirror board just to illustrate the thing. So if you have time, you can relax, take a cup of tea or something what you prefer, and let's dig into that. The only thing I need is to check if everything I'm talking about is working right now, and it's actually on YouTube. So let me check, and we start just in matter of seconds. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's kind of magic, but it works. So let's dig into the topic. So what makes life actually happy? And yeah, this is just for let me see. I will mark now where is the zone that you actually do not see. I could do it in advance, I know, but we all make mistakes sometimes. Okay, so right, so something like this. Okay. So now we're good to go. So this is things that just a preparation. So what makes life actually happy? I'm not an expert of the topic. I'm not any of life coaches or people who's selling anything. I'm just here with my experience, and I'm trying to digest it, to reflect on it, and I'm kind of experimenting doing it online. And one of the goals I'm like taking in consideration is to maybe I will have some nice saying here. I can clip it later, or you can do it if you watch it. I'm not sure if this someone's watching, but still. So what makes life actually happy? It's my personal view. It's how I feel. I researched this question for at least last 10 years. I was doing like kind of entrepreneurs and doing kind of companies, and my free time I spent on trying to understand this world, what how success works, how people achieve something, and what happiness means. That's my topic of interest. So I will share my view on that. So let's start with I think one of the most important things in terms of being happy is actually pretty simple thing which we call love. So yeah, it looks like you see it. Okay, so what does it actually mean? I believe that every person, or let's say that it could be an exception, but almost every person on the planet have someone who loves you, let's say. It could be parents, it could be kids, it could be your friends, soulmate, your spouse, fiance, wherever, or it could be any other kind of thing. Let's say a blogger. You put content online, and some people genuinely loves you. They don't love you the same way that like inner circle could have you, but they still spread something very, very sincere and warm, like good light on you. And that is actually very important thing, because we often underestimate the power of like how important we are for people, let's say. Because sometimes it feels like, my life is not going that well, and I wanted this, and I don't have this, that, and it sucks. But in every moment, there is someone who cares about you genuinely, who loves you, who loves spending time with you, who loves being around, who loves listening to you, who's ready to help. And maybe it's someone who you're not paying that much attention to sometimes. Because sometimes I have in my life when I was like, oh, I'm kind of, lonely and I want to talk to someone. And then I discovered that there is a person. It could be my sister. I didn't talk with her for years. Like, not we have a, tough relationship with, just far away. Didn't have a lot of talk about. Seems like. And then one moment you connect and you genuinely understand that this person was like thinking about you for the many, many years and knows actually about something about your life from like social media or somewhere. And then you connect and understand that it's so great. So, first part of what makes life actually happy, in my personal opinion, is like general love that you have with some specifics. Like, let's make them. This is like your inner circle. Or closed ones. It's like people you spend most of the time with. Let's bring it back. So let's make them also kind of loving. And let's make this thing wider. So it's a genuine love. And inside the general love, you have your inner circle with the people who loves you, who cares about you. It could be different. It could be small for someone. It could be big. It could be like even more. But let's make it healthy. Let's make it healthy. It's important part, but it's not everything. It's not everything, but it's important part. The second, but definitely not least part, is what I realized, because I was trying to make myself happy for years, trying to make a lot of money, to get success, to be recognizable, to be adorable for people, and it doesn't actually bring any meaningful result, right? So, as for me, one of the most important thing about making your life happy is caring and loving yourself. Yeah. And most people I met, and I personally thought the same way, when I wasn't sure what does it mean to care and love yourself, I thought it's more kind of egoistic thing. It's like, if I love myself, everything I do is myself. I don't care about the other people's feelings, other people's deeds, or anything. So it's all about me. And because I don't like this idea, I'm not going to take care and love myself. I'm not into it. But maybe it's only my opinion, but as far as I talk to different people, I see the same reaction. So loving yourself is not actually being egoistic at all. It's more about your boundaries and respecting your own feelings and respecting your own, mood and state and how you feel, and working towards your own goals and your own dreams. So it's like making life good for yourself, in some strategic level and some tactics way. Like I would like to be into live streaming for the next 10 years at least and get into something. But at the same time, I would like to have a drink right now. So it's two levels of me caring about myself, as an example. So, second very important part is care and love about yourself. And that's where things get tricky, because as far as I know, most people who feel unhappy, they kind of have, pretty small circle for this one. It's it's not meaningless, but it's not enough. I know a lot of people who have that kind of circle, and they think that if they try to widen it, if they spend a little more love and attention and energy on themselves, they're gonna be like this. They're gonna be like so hugely egoistic that you can't even imagine. The irony is that people who are mad, who are actually egoistic and narcissistic, never actually think about this question. They don't have this thing. They don't have the thing that they just have like big me. And for them it looks like this, like it's too small and it should be bigger. So do not care, but a lot of people have it like this. And I would say I can't say what is healthy. I would say that I found myself nowadays happy with this thing being bigger than love I can receive from the world. Let's say from people I know, from people I love. I have kids, I have my close ones. So yeah, I believe that if it's me caring about myself for enough time with enough effort, then it's not that this thing grows. It's more like this thing grows, have more energy, have more love to spread, to share. So I would say this is super duper important, and for many people it's super duper hard. And I understand that. I was in your shoes, but at the same time I would say this is what makes a difference. This is what makes it special. So I would say this is pretty much very important. But we're not trying to give general advices like love yourself and everything gonna be good. No, we're trying to understand the question, the topic. So let's move on. The next thing we're gonna talk about is, it's actually very, I'm not trying to make it, prioritized well, to make it kind of a surprise and dynamic here. So it's strangers. That could sound very weird. Let's make strangers a bit less. What do I actually mean by strangers? Why it's actually important, like we talk about inner circle, caring about yourself. And so I'll tell you a story, right? It's gonna be a short story. So for the last few years I live in a new country, so I'm kind of an immigrant, and it's going pretty fine. It's going nicely. I couldn't complain. But even though it's still hard, it's still tough, and sometimes you feel like lonely and like you're pretty much alone. Is this whole world with a different culture, different people? They live here for the whole life, and you're a bit different. So you feel like kind of you're watching a movie, And one day I met a guy. He was little bit drunk in a bus, and he sat near to me, and I wasn't kind of a little bit upset because he's kind of drunk and he gonna talk to me, and it feels kind of weird. He did nothing with my boundaries. He didn't really touched me or said something bad. He was sitting here, and it wasn't some amount of alcohol inside him. All right, so that's what the thing. It was a man somewhere 50, I think 50, 55, maybe 45, depends on how it was. Sorry about that. And he said something like, oh, I shouldn't be drinking actually. And I just genuinely said something like, sorry about that, sir. because, well, there is some people who shouldn't be taking alcohol. They have like some medical prescription not allowing them to. But if they do, oh, that's going wild, right? So he's kind of one of this person, at least as far as I know from the situation. So, and I was kind of thinking, like, if you're gonna continue a conversation, I don't really want it. And he gave me a phrase like, "I'm gonna get off the bus on the next stop." He's saying to me, like, all right, so he's here just for one stop, so it's gonna take 2 minutes. We're not gonna spend together more time, so I'm fine. I can wait for 2 minutes for him like getting away. So, and then it's very weird and magic thing happened, because as far as you know, I said that I was feeling kind of lonely, and I was going for a walk in the park by myself, and I was by myself for pretty like for significant time already. So I was kind of not in the best state, and this man, he's drunk, not very nice. And in that exact moment, this a little bit drunken man told me a short story that happened just before he get on the bus. It was a kind of a conversation, and I don't want to reveal the whole thing for you. But he understood that I am an immigrant, and he told that people like me is very welcome in this country. And even sometimes some people, they're not very happy about that, but they're not right. And he, this man, is standing for people like me being able to live here and live a good life. Not just a life where you get everything, but to able to be respectful, to be part of the community. He told me all of this. He shook my hand. He a little bit hugged me. He get on a stop away. I've never saw him again. But I'm telling you, in that exact moment, it wasn't just nice thing to have, nice vibe shared. It was a very meaningful and valuable and warm kind of connection from a person I didn't expect to. And I'm telling you, even though I'm a man, I know it could be women watching, and I know strangers could be dangerous, and strangers are very different in different places and different parts of the world. So you don't should take it, very directly in like every possible manner. But what I'm trying to say is that sometimes, and it's not the only case that happened to me, like maybe one day I will share others, but I believe that sometimes people appear in our lives just for one conversation, just for 1 minute, 10 minutes, maybe an hour. And that could be very meaningful, that could be very warming, that could build a trust and belief in people, in the future, in yourself, in the world, and in God, and the universe. So I'll say that being able sometimes, when you feel it's right, okay? When you feel it's right and correct and you feel good about that, you can try to connect with strangers if you do not do. I know a lot of people in English speaking culture do that. They have this like small talk and, welcoming each other. Yeah, but I know, as far as I know, we people from internet generation, we're a little bit more shy, a little bit more close, and a lot of introverts. So talk to strangers. Don't be very afraid. If it's healthy, if it's safe environment, let you put in some strangers in your life. And it could be beautiful. It shouldn't do it like whole day long, but just sometimes, just like a little bit of seasoning. It's very, very great thing to have. So I know it's weird. I know it's not the most important thing, but it's also part of the recipe. So we keep it. Next part is going to be easy in terms of like everyone understands it. And I think mostly it was about men for many centuries, but nowadays women are also into this. So it's kind of both the genders are pursuing the thing. And we got a lot of content, we got a lot of education, we got a lot of hooks and emotions and anchors on like internet and commercial stuff and marketing in like government everywhere. So it's about like dream job, or like taking your being at your place in the world, or how other you name it, like find what you're good at and master it. I don't want to make it like a very simple saying, a very short phrase. I would like to actually have it more like, you know, like a tech cloud, you know. So right here we're talking about what actually makes, like, it's you can call it, if you want to, it's called self realization, all right? But I personally do not think that it's the only word, it's the right word, it's just one of on the few. So we will have it here in that kind of formula. So it's all about like finding what you love to do, what you could be good at, master it, earn recognition, earn money, earn success, earn like love from the people, earn everything because you did the right thing that is good for you, you're good at it, and you just all the way to the best of the best lives. Well, we all heard this fairy tale, right? It's not new. It's on a table for a long time. But it seems it's kind of broken. Because what I experience is that I see that kind of people. I see it's real. I know some very successful people look exactly like this. They could be very successful. They could be, middleweight, lightweight successful, but it's still, and they're shining and they do their thing and they're happy and everyone's happy and people they do it for them happy, and it's just pure happiness. And of course, we're talking about life actually being happy. So I would love to have this in my life. I would definitely want to have this in my life. This, self-realization when you do the right thing and you master it every day and it's just getting better and better. You face some challenges, but still you know where you're heading to. And you have this right feedback and everything goes right. But what I found out, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. It's not even close to what is going to happen if you think about the same thing and you want the same thing and you're trying to find it. No. I know it feels kind of sad, but as far as I find out, drinking mid-phrase, if I get into this streaming thing, drinking mid-phrase is going to be my thing. So what I find out that this is not an area. This is not a destination. It's more like a journey. And it's this journey, I have like Parktronic. I don't know if I spell this word right, or pronounce this word right, but it's saying in your car, especially in your back of your car when you're parking, which making like. So during your life, what I find out, let's even somehow, let's say it's our life. It's going this way somehow. Lines and none. Let's color it into something, and it's gonna be like this. So let's say this is the very center. Let's make a dot. Let's ruin the whole thing for a moment. Let's say this part. Oh, I know what I should have to do. Yeah. Let's say this part where you see bestie. This is the very best of what you can do in terms of self-realization, your dream job, all of the things. So this is like a state where you most close to the thing. I believe life could be like something like this, you know. So yeah, okay. It shouldn't be that big, all right. We're not trying to. I don't know how to make it shorter, but yeah, like this. Yeah, all right. So what I believe, what I see, it's not like let's create a very shortly a new one. Just for I know it's a lot of arrows, but it's not like you starting your life somewhere here and you're or even here, you start your life here and you get into the very middle of and you stay there for forever. No. I believe it's like you going through your way, find something that is fine, but maybe finding something that is not fine, by the way. So let just for those who like into mathematics, so let's say it's time. It's time, right? So how or add a text. I call it time. I don't know. We just call it time. Right? So it's time going this way. And this one is your age. So I believe that during lifetime you have to experience something not very like best in terms of your self-realization to actually figure out what's not for you. I think it's very important. And I found out that many people I met who are like close to this, like being best of the best, they like, oh, I changed hundreds of jobs at the very beginning or something. So I know very few people who just from the very start they start here already in the green zone. No. They start somewhere. You start somewhere, you're going, and at some time you could be inside. It could be different. It could be very different. But you get somewhere. Maybe it's the very middle. Maybe you're close. It's also very good. I think being here is so much better than generally being here for the whole life. So you get almost into, or you get into, or you get deeply into. Depends on you. What a fun. Yeah. And then slightly it slips away, maybe more, maybe less, maybe it's still around, maybe you find yourself one more time, maybe it's like this. It also could be like this, it could be very different. But the thing is that it takes time, and you never just get to this point and you live there. I know a lot of people say like, oh, like Steve Jobs said this, like, if you didn't find what's best for you in life, don't be upset, keep looking, right? He said it in Stanford in 2005. It was about finding meaning in your life. And you say, oh, the Steve Jobs find a meaning. He founded Apple when he was at the college. And then he worked there for the whole life, and he invented all this stuff. Yeah, but it was out of his company for a few years, don't he? And then he started a new company. And it actually wasn't that great until it was like a few, it was very end of his career when he actually get this unbelievable success, and he didn't even receive it. Because I would say that from the day Steve Jobs died, next 10 years till COVID was a time when iPhone was shining and getting better and better and better in terms of how important it is as a culture, as a money maker, as a troublemaker, and trouble thing that create trouble. It's like everything. It was like the symbol of our lives till we got ChatGPT. It was iPhone and everything installed inside. So he definitely didn't receive it even, but he was like very here. But if we are honest with ourselves, it wasn't Steve Jobs getting, from the, like, let's say it's beginning of his life, right? In the meeting, how dare you? You see that? You see that? I can't even make it right. Okay, I will put it like this. He didn't get to the very middle of his like best self-realization and stay here. No. He made a few circles. So let's get back to the topic we were talking. Oh my god, we're talking about. All right. So self-realization and all this stuff is very important. It's very much should be intersected with your care love about yourself. So if you love about yourself and you love about what you do as a career and everything, that makes life so much better. It definitely makes life so much better. So let's take this. Strangers is gonna be a little bit less. So this is your self-realization. This is a very big chunk of life, and it could be very different. Sometimes it's kids, and it's work, it's business, it's art, it's hobby, it's very good. It could be social thing, it could be very different things. But what is like actually important, that actually you could meet strangers everywhere. So it's the strangers that should be intersected with everything. So it's good when the thing is backed. Let's say it's not even that intersect, but it's backed, it's standing on your love to yourself. So this is your foundation. That is not your foundation. Many people consider this be their basics. There is people like parents who loves you and you just, go forward. No. It's just some important people, but it's not everything. So we're gonna keep it, but it's good. It's really, really good. Let's make this a little bit different like this. It's really, really good. Let's take strangers out for a moment. When you closed ones is baking your self-realization, because it's the right thing to do. You're trying to achieve something. When you have people who actually believes in you, who actually believes in what you're doing, who is like ready to listen and to enjoy with you and celebrate and whatever, and that helps a lot. So all of the things are actually connected, as you, I think, understand anyway. But I want to highlight it because this is very important. And if you care for yourself, you can even do the things that your closed ones cares, gets more love from you that you actually maybe even provide. Like you could provide more than you get. Let's say it this way. If you love yourself, you have more space for others to in being happy with you. Just a short pace for a moment. I will switch my stream for full screen. So I heard this story because I'm a man, and as a man, as a father, you're always providing, which is kind of fine, but sometimes it's tough anyway. And what I wrote one day, that it's great when you're a person, when you're a human being, and there is some closed ones. Let's say your kids, or your romantic partner, and this, or your parent if you want, doesn't matter, or your brother, sister, and this person you love could come to you and get healed, can get re-energized, get some warmth and light, energy, love. And when I wrote this part about being healed, I was like, oh, that's such a nice thing. I believe in it, because I know that some people, they're not stronger than you. You could complain about yourself, but you're stronger, so they can come and you can provide some healing for their life, and that's so great. So let's back to the business, to our chart. So more you care about yourself, the more love you can share with your close ones, and more you're backing up your self-realization. And the next, and strangers, let's say that strangers could be met everywhere. And by the way, strangers doesn't mean only people you met like one time. Sometimes it's mm, I call it low-key strangers. Let's say it's a person you're buying coffee, who's selling you coffee, who's like in your local market or somewhere. It's not a person who you meet every day and you really like talk, but you see it sometime. They see you sometime. It couldn't be a period when you don't see each other for a long time. You don't really friends or something enter relatives. No, but you know each other. You know about your both exists. And if you see and you didn't see each other in a long time, you say, "Oh, nice to see you again." Share a smile. That's great. That's also a very important part because it gives, and especially for me as a person in a new city, and I know a lot of people are moving around the world, traveling, trying to find new space, trying to find better life. So these people who are not actually your friends, but they help you, like help with grounding yourself. So there is someone who actually also cares about you, maybe a little bit. Maybe they sell you tomatoes, and next time they see you, they give you some better tomatoes or some discount or some gift, a banana or whatever. But it's small, but it's also love. It's also part of the love. It's also part of the world. So it's very great to have. So some strangers you just meet, some low-key strangers you like talk sometimes, and what else? And new people. Not actually met, or people on the internet, like any others. Let's say any others. Let's say it could be people on the internet. Let's say web. Because I have some, I couldn't call them friends, but people I know because of the internet, and we actually never met. We not go and met each other, but we kind of, we kind of connected. We kind of share some common interest or something. So it's also very important. I put it's not in self-realization, it's just in life, but here it's just the right thing you have. So we have inner circle, self-realization. What else do we have? We have just the world. We're not gonna back it up that much, but I will quote world around me. So it could be your local community, it could be your city, it could be your, like training groups or something, but it's also part of the world, which is also very important. And there you can find a lot of everything. And I believe right here in this place, all the curiosity, all the passion, all your ability to provide and to share, to make people laugh or feel good or whatever, that is very important. And it's not about money, it's not about work, it's not about self-realization, just the things. I think that is very important part. Of course we have some other part. Let's say we have colleagues, we have friends, and somewhere else we could make it bigger, we could make it something like this, we can make it something like wherever. So all this is actually make sense. Whoa. I'll just adjust the thing. And one more thing that is with us for the whole time, for the whole hour, but it wasn't popped. That is actually what people think will make their life happy. It's just from the internet, nothing crazy. And it's not everything. You can find different examples of this. fancy life, happy, fancy life. I would say I've never experienced like everything we had on this picture, but I definitely experienced part of this very clearly. And I would say that I've never met a person in my life, and I'm working with some, like entrepreneurs, investors, some people with money, some people with great success, with some influencers and content creators, with people with some audience and fame and love around them. And I've never met a person who's actually happy, genuinely, once again and again, by buying a Louis V or riding this fancy car or anything. No, it's good to have. It's nice thing. It's not bad. It's nice, but it's not make you happy. So this thing is so much more important, and I believe that is like this is the foundation. That is what you actually should care most in your life, to try to find a way to care about yourself, to build up like new habits, new ways, discover more about yourself, because this is a foundation for everything. And you have a lot of around. You have your like thing you do in this in this in this life. You have your closed ones. You have like world around you. You have your friends, colleagues, strangers. Just two more things I would like to add is small moments. What I find out that with all my self-realization, with all my close ones, with all my kids and love and everything I have in life, it doesn't make you feel happy all the time. But there is some very simple, very small moments that are very special and they're very specific for every person. Like sitting in the car, listening to music and having a rain outside and being calm with someone you love. Or eating a last piece of pizza with your son while watching the movie, one of your movies you love for the best, sorry for that, for the first time in his life, and the excitement, and it's just very simple, very warm. Or it could be anything. It could be just you walking through some nice place, you see the great nature, and you feel good, and you don't have any issues on your heart and on your mind, and it's just amazing. You remember these moments. So these moments, these small moments, they are very, 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 very much everywhere. They are very much everywhere in our life. We just sometimes do not really spend a lot of attention finding this, trying to like be engaged in achieving and we're busy. So these small moments is very important. This is like the gold. I'll delete a few if you want. Yeah, it's friends. Let's oh, we can't recall friends. So last thing, very last thing I would like to share, and how long we've been here. Let me check. We've been here for how long? I can't actually see right now. Oh, for 33 minutes. It's not that big. Okay. So, anyway, last thing I would like to add. I would like to take this one. It's like art. Let's say care about the world around me. That would be more art and hobbies. All your traveling, pets, nature, cooking, binge watching, mastering something, designing, whatever you do. That is also great thing, yeah, definitely. And I believe it should be somewhere. Let's bring it on top. Let's bring it in front and make it different color. What is happening right now? Oh, by the way, you don't see it in the right way. So let me check. Oh, I think something like this should be good, right? Something like this should be good. Okay, I don't actually need this. So as for friends, let's make them add some life. The friends and hobbies should be somewhere here, I think. Or even, I don't know. Maybe here. Depends, but we put it here. So that's how I see that what makes my life happy, actually. And this is not a fancy concept. I'm not trying to be an expert. I'm just trying to share my own thoughts, to reflect how I feel, to structure it in some way. It's kind of structured, it's a little bit of chaos, but I like it. It's part of me. So that's how I see it, and I hope you enjoyed. It was pleasant time to spend here, and maybe one day, who knows, it's gonna be valuable for someone. So it was a great time, and if everything goes well, we're gonna see you next time. And it's time to say bye-bye. If you like it, drop a comment about it. Tell me anything if you like it. But I believe I do it for myself, so maybe later some people will find out about this, but not this time. Anyway, it was good time and it was pleasure.